Mr. DC, I want to welcome you to the FOH podcast.
Hey man, good to be here, man.
All I gotta say from me and my partner, we really appreciate you for being here tonight. Like, it's a blessing for us to even have you in our presence, and we appreciate that.
Hey, Playboy, run this shit, ho.
What up? Welcome to the
Fuck out of here.
Welcome to the
Fuck out of here.
Welcome to the
Fuck out of here.
Say welcome to the
Fuk Outta Here
podcast show. And I'm the guy that never lies unless I have to say so.
And it's your bearded dad, DJ True. What it is, what it do.
And we have a special guest. One half of the group tag team. Man, y'all don't we in all right now, you know what I'm saying? Whoop, there it is. You know, he needs no introduction, but he gonna get one because he's our guest. Mr. DC from one half of the group tag team. Give him a round of applause. It's good.
It's good, gentlemen.
Oh man,
man,
chilling, man. We chilling.
Woo!
Come on, man. So, how we usually start our podcast? Before we start our podcast, we always have a
Sayso moment.
I say so moment. We was scared this week because we were scared because we ain't got no reply from y'all.
We know you busy.
You're a busy man, but we was scared as shit. We was like, "Hey, you think he coming?" We was like, "Well, if you don't come," we be like, "Man, he hit you up." Be like, "Nah, he never hit me up." Be like, "Bro, hit him up again." Like, he's like, "Come on, man, this is big for us. Don't do this to us, bro. Don't do this to us."
We had to do a DJ Khaled moment. DJ Khaled said, if you want something to happen, you gotta constantly keep at it. So that's what it's like, contact. And I was like, sooner or later he gonna contact you. He gonna hit back. So
y'all was stalking me, huh?
yeah.
Hey, we this big for us, man.
Hey, man. Hey, and I think it's crazy, man, because I'm a man of my word. So, for y'all to even think that, I'm just like, that wasn't gonna happen. I don't even roll like that. You know what I'm saying? I roll. Now, mistakes do happen, but
we understand.
they did happen. I show enough and make it up. You know what I mean? So, it is starting to be a bit spicy, right? Because it's getting to the point where I'm not going to be doing too many of these no more because there's like 4 things I want to talk to y'all about, but I can't because I got non-disclosure agreements. So
we totally understand.
it's about to go down. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm trying to stay even killed because I don't want my nerves to get bad. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, but this is what I asked for, right? And this is what I worked all these years for. And, like I said, things are happening for me that I never thought possible. And it's all because I never stopped hustling. Right.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just like this is, for me, I enjoy the work. Right. Like I was talking to you guys earlier. It's like, I love the hardest thing to do because I know everybody ain't going to try to do it.
Right.
And I don't mind the work. I've always been, I think since I was a kid, I've always been like this. Like, because my parents maybe like my parents worked us like a dog. It was like, I've been stemming collard greens and shucking peas since I was 5 years old. I had a little had to cut the grass, mow the lawn, everything, right? But what changed it is we had a blizzard in Denver because that's where I grew up, right? And we was the only family that had a snowblower. And we got all the snow out of our yard, and then Mr. Grant was struggling next door, so I went and did his lawn, his whole yard and walkways. And then we just did the whole neighborhood, right? And that next week, me and my brother would come home from school, and they'd be like, "Hey, boy, come here." Like, well, he won't. And it's like, it's $30. I appreciate you doing my snow. I'm like, whoa.
Let's get it.
That's when the hustle was born.
Yep.
I get money. My parents only give me $5 a week to do my chores. I'm like, this man, I've been hustling ever since, dog. So it's just about trying to be strategic and understand what the demand is and meet it with the supplier, with your services, right? And just make yourself invaluable to people so they always give you bread.
Sir, yes,
It's
sir,
real
sir.
simple. You know what I mean? It's real simple.
Yep.
But
that was free game right there, man. That was game. Y'all saw that? That was game. Y'all take
hey,
it, run with it.
all I got.
All right, Mr. DC. So we can start this podcast off. I got a few questions. You know, whatever you don't want to answer, you ain't gotta answer it. But
Man, ain't nobody studying your questions. Go on, shoot.
Hey, I'm letting you know.
There ain't nothing you can ask me that ain't nobody else asked me.
I got you.
That I won't answer in a way that's gonna give you some game. I promise.
I'm gonna start it off with how the group got started. Since you just told me you originally from Denver, now you relocated in Atlanta, Georgia, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, I've been in Atlanta since '89.
Okay. All right, what's up? So my partner, we did our research. We got to do our research before we interview.
Oh yeah.
So like would you say? Tell him, Derek. Go ahead.
What?
No, like when I was reading about is you met your partner through a school in Atlanta, right? If I'm not mistaken.
No, me and Steve met in high school. Right?
High school, all right.
And both our names was ended with a G. So we sat next to each other in homeroom. Right?
You say all of that.
And he had a band, right? And because I came from another high school, and he had a band, and they played during the quad at lunchtime during the quad. And I was like, "Ooh, I got to be in that band." I begged them dudes for months, right? And they let me in the band. Then I wanted to be in the choir, and then our first high school dance, they had his boys came and DJ'd. This is like 82, right? It's the beginning.
Wasn't even born yet.
Right?
Yeah, let's say we weren't born yet.
I had never seen that. And I went out and I saved my money and I got me 2 turntables and a Radio Shack mixer. And I was a DJ, a singer, and a rapper and in a band my senior year of high school, and I ain't never looked back, right? And I went to college and Steve stayed in Denver. And when I went to college, I started DJing and for all the frat parties. And then I started writing lyrics. And I just started hustling because I was ordering my records from everywhere. I ordered my records from 12-inch Dance Records in DC. I ordered my records from Bobby G down in San Francisco and New York, or from all over the country. So I knew everything about hip hop. I had all cultures. And I was in Sacramento, right? So I've been doing this, right? And Steve moved down to the Art Institute in Atlanta, and I came down and they took me to a club called Magic City, and I had $500 in my pocket. Magic City, for those who don't know, is the premier adult entertainment complex in the world.
Yes.
Shit like that.
Yeah. And they took me in there, man, and then a half hour, Tinkle and Sparkle took all my money. At that point, I knew that I was gonna move to Atlanta.
They broke him.
It felt like that was my story.
Happily, right? Happily. I had to call my mom and get some more money. I was like, hey,
man.
Like you get robbed? I was like, kinda. Halfway.
Oh yeah.
And came back down, had a job at CNN, then went to Magic City, and they hired me because the DJ was having a bad night. They hired me, and then they hired me as the cook. The cook and the backup DJ. And the DJ was like, hey man, I gotta go run some errands. Why don't you DJ for me?
And you did that.
Yep, exactly. And I got on the 1s and 2s, and them girls started looking, and it was like, next thing you know, the whole club was jumping. We was making money because back then in hip hop, there was only one question. Can you rock a party? Can you move the crowd? That was it. If you can't do that, and anything you do, you ain't gonna be successful. Right. And that's what I've always lived by. That's what I bring to the table, everything that I do. And I was instantly the head DJ, and we were making music, but we were making hip hop. We in the land of booty shake. Mm-hmm. And I went to Steve's like, hey man, we got to make some tempo stuff, man. We're gonna ever get up out of here. And he was like, man, I love that stuff, but I can't make it. It's just difficult to make. And I was like, nah, don't think about it like they do it. think Planet Rock. Right? Think Planet Rock, think Egyptian Lover. And then he made the beat. And I had so many songs trying to match that beat up, but then I was working on a song called Whoomp, There It Is. That was like a party saying that was getting hot. And like throw your hands in the air, waving like you just don't care. I put it to the beat and it just really matched. Everybody think it was some Manhattan Project rocket science thing. And it wasn't nothing about us chasing booty on a Friday night. That's all it was. That's all Whoomp There It Is about. Everybody thinks it's wholesome, clean record. These guys, nah.
See, that's not to cut you off, Mr. DC. That's what I want to ask you. So when I did my research, they had another song called Whoop, There It Is from I-95 South Boys, correct?
Yeah, and then they had another one by the 8-Town Players. There's about 5 of them. See, we down south. Nobody knew about bass records down south. Right. So they only knew that they heard ours, and then they heard 95 South. Some people heard 8-Town Players. Then you had other records in Florida. You had records in Mississippi that said Whoomp There. Everybody was trying to capitalize on it because it was a party saying. Right.
They were saying it.
Yeah. And so, hey man, let me tell you, our trajectory was totally different because we made that song in summer of 92. What was it? August of 92. And after I finished, I took it to the club, threw it in the cassette. And to this day, that's the biggest response on any record I've ever had. Right. And I knew I had something, but then, I thought I was the shit back then. So any record I put on was going to be like that. And I kind of shelved it. And one of the girls was like, how come we don't play it? Whoop, There It Is. I was like, I'll play it for you, baby. And played it again. And then the next time, see, back then we had record company reps, right? All the big majors had reps for the regions. Right. So they would service the record pools. They would service the DJs. They would service the radios with vinyl. And one of my reps was there, Alan Cole. And he was like, man, what the hell is that? And I was like, that's my new record, dog. He was like, give me that. And he sent it to New York. And then Columbia Records called me. And then I was like, shoot, if it works with them, work with everybody.
Yep.
I went to Epic. I went to everybody. Right. But they was playing with me because they didn't know what to do because everything back then was New York and LA. Right. And I almost gave up. And friend of mine, Lisa McCall, told me you need to talk to Al Bell. And Al Bell owned Stax Records back in the day. If you don't know what Stax Records is, back in the day, at the beginning of black music, there were 3 record companies: Philly International, Motown, and Stax. And Al Bell owned Stax. And he had put out a record the year before called Daisy Dukes by Deuce, and it went gold. And I was like, shoot, if he can make a rap, I was hoping to just, I just wanted to get put on, right? And I called him, and he was like, it took him about a week and a half to call me back. And he called me back and was like, what's up, brother? And I was like, who's this? He's like, Mr. Bell. I was like, oh, snap. Mr. Bell, let me tell you something, bro. I've been doing this for a minute. I got a hit record. It's been tested. It's going down, man. You need to sign us. He was like, all right. I was like, man, come on now. Why are you playing with me? I was like, you ain't even heard the record yet.
I was about to ask you that.
But then, because I was so passionate, this is what he told me, man. I'll never forget to this day, man, because it means a lot to me. He was like, brother, I don't have to hear the record. I hear it in your spirit. Like, all right, okay. And he said, let's agree to agree and get this thing popping. I was like, cool. And I gave my 2 weeks at Magic City, signed a messed up record deal. And in a month and a half, we was platinum.
Dang.
Yep. It was that. And there were pivotal points. There were 2 things that made it blow. The first one, me and Air Lover was boys. And Ed Lover used to host, him and Dre used to host Yo MTV Rap back in the day, right? And he had heard the record right before I left Magic City. He was like, man, you got to give me that money. And I was like, here you go. It's like, man, I can't do nothing with no cassette. I need vinyl. So he went back about 3 weeks later. I said, I'm going to have it next time you come down. That's why I told Mr. Bill, I said, man, we got to have vinyl because everybody's just fiending for it. And Ed met me down at the club. I gave him the vinyl. And that next Monday, him and Dre played Whoomp, There It Is, the entire show on Yo MTV Rap.
1993, right?
Huh?
93?
Yeah, 93. Yep. And then 2 weeks later, the Chicago Bulls win their 3rd championship. And you got 500,000 people in Grant Park.
Listen,
Chanting,
so
"Whoop, there it is," because all the Bulls on stage is chanting, "Whoop, there it is." And after that, if you recall, the only 2 national stations like that were WGN, which was in Chicago. That's why everybody knew it, because that's why everybody loves the Chicago Cubs, because they play in every market. And here in Atlanta, we got the Atlanta Braves, which is TBS, right?
Mm-hmm.
So any of those 2, anything that happens with them, with those 2 stations, it's like having a national station, right? And that's the whole country saw it, and we never looked back. And the rest is history.
Now, got that out the way.
Got that out the way.
Gee, all right. So when you and Steve, did anybody confuse y'all too with 69 Boys?
I don't know. Probably. Hey. Hey, man. Let me tell you
I did. I'm not gonna lie. I did.
No, but it's okay though. It's okay though, because it didn't matter, right? Because I'm gone. So I'm not even worried about it. Right. You know what I mean? And like the only thing we did with them was we did Arsenio, where we was raising money for charity because they had floods in the Midwest.
Right.
And that was it, man. We saw them there, and then we never did no shows together. We was gone. Like our paths have probably only crossed like 2-3 times. Like I recently was on a Clubhouse with them. You know what I mean? I'm cool with everybody. Hey man, I don't even entertain stuff like that. But you know, back then the media wanted to play it up, so we played along. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Right. Got to play along, and we played along and got the money, and it was all good. But you know, don't get it twisted. We was gone.
Whoop, that is.
Oh man. We was gone, you know, we was gone. We was hollering at Disney, and we was hollering at Columbia Pictures, and we was, you know.
Yeah, y'all did the Addams Family remix.
Yeah, we was on Budweiser Superfest. You know what I'm saying? I'm on tour with Silk, MC Light, Shy, Belle Biv DeVoe, right? You know what I'm saying? Queen Latifah. Yeah, who else was on that tour? SWV, Jay.
Legends.
Yeah, man, them all my folk.
Yeah.
And I already knew everybody because I worked at Magic City.
So because everybody come through Atlanta.
Because everybody come to Atlanta, got to come to Magic City. So that's how I know everybody. And because of that, you know, when things went south with the record company, I said, you know what? I ain't never going to get taken advantage of or let any, I got to learn about this money, right? And I became a licensed commodities broker, right? And, you know, I'm a hustler, and I'm a hustler mentally. I come up with tactics, right? That I call it learn how to learn. It's not good enough to learn. You got to learn how to learn. Because if you learn how to learn, there's 20 different ways to learn one thing.
Mm-hmm.
You try to just learn it one way, it might not get into that brain the way you need it to. But if you learn it another way, oh, okay, now it makes sense, right? And I was a licensed commodities broker, and I was like, shoot, I want to start a hedge fund. I don't know no damn hedge fund is, but it sounded good because I knew that a hedge fund is where the money at. I'm trying to get to where the money's at for real.
Yeah.
And the one thing I know about a hedge fund is you have people who invest, you manage money, and you get a hedge fund manager, and then you make the moves, they manage it, and everybody get paid. And I said, how can I do this? So that's when I take them dice, which is I'm DC the Brain Supreme Tag Team. How you doing? You ever heard of a song called Whoomp? There it is. Yeah, man, I heard that song. Well, hey, man, I want to, trying to start a hedge fund. I've got several investors. I got Dominique Wilkins and Deion Sanders and half of the Falcons and all these stars and Jermaine Dupri and everybody down here in Atlanta. And I'm trying to be their plug to the investment thing. Can I get a meeting? You sure can, DC. So now got meetings in New York, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. I fly to Vegas. I'm in the boardroom. We chopping it up about Whoomp, there it is. And I have no clue to what a hedge fund is, right? But I'm like, hey, so why should I let y'all manage my hedge fund? They're like, oh, DC, because this and this and this and that because our returns are like this, and then we can manage it like this, and then you're going to get your compensation, and then boom, 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 and then all your investors are going to be happy. And what they did not realize is while they were pitching me, they were teaching me.
So you learn as you. Wow.
Did you get that game?
Yep.
I went to four different management companies, and by the time I finished, I knew exactly
what I hit. Man.
And I realized it wasn't for me, right? Because it's like intellectual gambling, and I can't gamble because I get too emotional when it comes to money and lose my money and stuff. I can't, there's certain things. Hey, we all got our strengths and we all got our weaknesses, right? And that's one I definitely know that I'm not doing. But you drop a bomb, you got collateral damage. That's the bad part.
Right.
But sometimes in life you do things, and I call it collateral sprinkles, right? Good things come of it. And year 2000, I would watch CNBC, didn't understand a word they were saying. Year 2002, I knew everything they were saying. Nobody ain't gonna never be able to take care of, they're not gonna be able to beat me out my money, right? They ain't gonna be able to talk slick and be like, nah, because I know how to go do the research for it, right? And we had got embroiled in a lawsuit because two record companies was fighting because one record company went bankrupt and the other one took it, bought it out of bankruptcy. But then they took something that wasn't supposed to be there. So now they're fighting and we're in the middle. And it's another learn how to learn moment. It's like, okay, I could be mad, I could be bitter, I could cry over spilt milk, but I know I'm gonna get my day in court. So you better be prepared, dog.
Yeah.
Right. And I basically became a paralegal. And let me tell you something, man. I took every piece of paper, documented it, organized it, did the whole nine. Because every time we got something, right, I just sent it to my mama's house. I put it in a FedEx box, sent it to my mama, and she put it downstairs in the basement. And after, and I was saving all my stuff too. But then maybe 5 or 6 years later, it was like, wait a minute, I got all this stuff at the house. Went down, had everything brand new, pristine, went and made copies of it. So now I've got everything I need. So when it's my day in court and I have to go get lawyers again, I'm good. Right. As opposed to just going in there and the lawyers got to do all the discovery and find out what all the cases are and all that. I got everything ready for them to go. And we still making money, you know what I mean? But I had to, our career stopped. And we've been going strong for like 4 years. But then our career stopped, so we just kept doing shows. I went back to the clubs because, in the beauty of that, all the clubs I worked at, everybody thought I owned the club. They thought I was DJing in my own damn club, right? So if you want to create that narrative, cool. But I was getting show money for just DJing. That's back when I was making a lot of money in them clubs. And, I was in the self-help kick real big back then. And I just started running my life like a corporation, right? I started CLG Investments Inc., which is me. And I just ran my life like a corporation. So how do you run your life like a corporation? Well, you have to pay taxes. You got to get payroll. You got to have a bookkeeper. You got to have an accountant. And couldn't nobody do my books. So I ended up learning how to be my own bookkeeper. And I'm cold-blooded with the QuickBooks. I know where every penny's going. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you got to do these things sometimes. This is part of the hustle. And since I'm at the club, there was this book. I can't remember the name of the book, but the dude wanted to own a pie shop. So he went and worked at a pie shop as a busboy. And then he came up, learned how to make the pies. Then he quit. Then he got his pie shop. Then he franchised his pie shop. Then he sold his pie shop for $20 million. Right? He sold all his shops for $20 million. He called that technique getting in the corridor, right? And I said, shoot, I'm gonna do that while I'm at the club. And this is one of the keys to my hustle. I ain't just a DJ. I'm your light tech. I am your sound person. I do your flyers. I do your graphics. I do your photography for the girls. I do your retouching for the girls. I get your girls into Don Diva sticky pages and all the hip hop magazines. Okay. I'm the one that do your radio spots. I'm the one that does your voiceover for the radio spots. I'm the one that does your television commercials. I do all these things for you because you have to make yourself invaluable.
Right.
Yes, sir.
And in return, I got 6 streams of income coming from one place. And if I want to go somewhere, I can't because every time I see another club open, she cut me a check. And then I'm like, okay, well, let me be the whole marketing wing of your company. So I put together a business plan. I'm thinking a business plan, just a little summary of what you want to do. Hell no, business plan, one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, because you got to have numbers. You got to have everything. It's a plan, an actual plan. Took me 6 months to put that business plan together. And the guy that helped me, Jim Williams, he changed my life because he's the one to help me get my credit straight. And he's the one to help me get corporate credit, right? Because I'm running my life like a corporation, remember?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm picking up all these little things that they do, right? Like we always complain, man, they got it better than us. No, they don't. They ain't got nothing better than us.
We got the knowledge. Once we get that knowledge, we good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like the knowledge is out there for everybody. Right.
They want it just to come to you straight, like
yeah, but it's not even that. It's just that. It's way more simple than that. It's this simple. If you want it, it's there. Period. And that's all it is. All that other stuff is smoke. It don't mean nothing. But everybody rides with that, and everybody makes that the excuse why they can't do something. They use that as a crutch sometimes. Some people use it for different reasons. Whatever. I'm about to go get this money. And, you know, Jim taught me how to put together a business plan. And I go and I give a PowerPoint presentation to my boss. And I said, I want to do your marketing. I said, we're going to do this, that. I'm sitting there drinking a Tanqueray and orange juice in my boss's office with a PowerPoint presentation, a pointer with a big giant screen. And she cuts me a check for 25 G's, said, get started. Now I got 7 streams of income.
Dang.
Right? And, you know, people will always tell you, man, you got to just do one thing. You all over the place, DC. Why are you doing all that and all this and all that? You all over the place. You got tentacles everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gonna never be able to get nowhere doing it like that. And I'm like, all right, I feel you. But, you know, what happens is when you make yourself invaluable, you're learning stuff for you, not for the company. That's why I tell people, if you're in a dead-end job, you should be trying to make yourself invaluable. You should be trying to learn everything you can that company got to offer you, because you ain't doing it for the company. You're doing it for you. So when you move on, you got more skills, right? So that's what I took that time to learn everything I could. I said, wait a minute, I'm pretty good at voiceover. Let me get better at voiceover. Let me get better at retouching. Let me get better at video editing. Let me get better at social media when it just started. Let me get better at everything that I'm doing, being the marketing manager for this company, and get cold with it, right? And what they tell me, DC, you're doing too many things. Well, you ain't making no money doing no photography. I don't even know why you're doing it. Well, DC, you ain't doing it. And what happens is all those tentacles become one. Right. And they serve you.
Exactly.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? They serve you. And people be like, hey, man, you know, jack of all trades, master of none. But you live long enough, hustle hard enough, and do the damn thing.
Make money while you sleep.
If you do it, some of those trades, you become masterful. And again, they serve you. So I'm going along, and I know now that Whoomp, there it is. I got a forever hit record because I'm sitting in the movie theater and I'm looking at Will Ferrell dance on the table to my song. And I'm like, I'll be damned. Ain't gonna last forever, man. Because not only is that this a hit Christmas movie, but this is gonna play every Christmas till the end of time.
Just for real.
Wheels fall off, right?
Yep.
So now it's up to me to get the money, right? And ain't up to nobody else to get me my money but me.
Yep.
So I'm like, I'm going hard. I'm like, you know, I'm hustling. And around 2010, you know, both those record companies go to court. They have the trial, and the new record company loses. And then that starts a bunch of, you know, appeals to like 2015. And, you know, in 2011, I'm at work and I get a call from this, you know, the security comes to the DJ booth like, DC, man, this girl on the phone for you, man. You got a call, dude. She won't get off the phone. I'm like, man, which one of these heifers I done?
Tell you what.
So I go to the front and I'm like, look, whoever this is, call me in the morning, this number, right? And it was a reporter from the New York Times, right? She was like, you haven't heard about the Gawker article? I was like, nah. She's like, the whole world thinks that Barack Obama was in the Whoomp There It Is video. Exactly. That's exactly how I look. Like, what? And then I turned on the television, and sure enough, the whole world blew up because everybody thought Barack Obama was in our video. And I'm like, how'd you even find me? She was like, it was very hard. And that whole week we did press. We did everything. We did CNN, we did NBC, we did we did it was Stephen Colbert, we did everything. And it pissed me off, man, because I had nothing to show for it. And I said, that'll never happen again. And that's what started my SEO career, right? Search engine optimization, Google, social media, the whole nine, building websites. Because if you ain't seen, don't nobody know who you are.
True. Yep.
Right?
True.
And you type in tag team 10 years ago, it was nothing but wrestling on them pages. You type in tag team today, it ain't nothing but tag team.
You'll see the group.
You see what I'm saying? You ain't gonna see nothing but me and Steve, right? And that's because I don't quit. I hustle. I play offense. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna get my money. Period. And so the record company's appealing. And then the last appeal was to the Supreme Court. And can you just imagine NBC News tonight? The Supreme Court takes on the case of tag team. Whoomp, there it is. Can you believe how bananas that would have been? they rejected it. They're like, we ain't about to do that. Y'all tripping. Right? And then it was over. Then it was over. Then it was like a scorched earth pause. It's like, we can't have it. Can't nobody have it.
Right.
And then that's when it was time for me to fight. And that's when I had my big box of discovery, found my lawyer, gave it to him. They found 6 or 7 ways for us to win, and we prevailed.
Hell yeah.
And you know, it was at a cost.
Hey,
you know, like any war, you might come back with you lost the arm, you lost the leg, you got an eye patch, but you living.
Yep.
And you got a choice now, right? And you know, I was always hustling. Everybody, you know, I was always hustling. And you know, it goes back to, you know, it goes back to voiceover. Like, I got depressed after that trial. It was 2017, August 2017. I just laid in the bed for a month. I just kept asking myself, what the hell you gonna do? Because I retired from DJ in 2015 because I don't want to be a 50-year-old DJ.
Right.
And then, you know, the club thing had passed me by. You know, people don't dance no more. Everybody go and stand on couches and pay to get their
bottles.
They pay to get their, you know, get the champagne bought out to them, and they don't drink the champagne. They just paying for the sparkling
look,
like,
for the look. Yeah,
for the look. For real. Yep. That's something I couldn't handle that, right? And it was just time, right? And I had been preparing for all these other things and to live my new life, right? You know, because I've been DJing since I was a kid, man. And let me tell you, man, I was depressed, and I got a call. It's like, DC, we like your voice. We got a job for you. We got 10 stacks for you. I was like, let's roll. I know what I'm gonna do now. Yeah. And shortly after that, I was training with this voiceover coach, and she was like, you go down to the People Store Agency. They're looking for African-American talent. I had my, I signed with an agent, right? And I booked instantly. And because I didn't give up voiceover, because I started voiceover 2009, just to be better from being in the corridor, because I'm the marketing manager of the club, because I'm in my self-help thing, because all these things lead to other things, because I want to be better for me, right? Because all these hustles, I'm masterful now. And I can, if I wanted to use it like that, I could use it, but I don't want to never do these as no job, but I love doing them for me, right? So I signed with the People Store. Then I'm up there having a meeting with them, and the owner comes in, Rebecca Schrager. I'll never forget this to this day. She looks at me and she's like, I love your face. Put him on camera.
Yo, let's go.
And I'm like, what that mean? She's like, that'll never happen. He's like, you an actor now. I'm like, what?
Just that face.
I'm like, what I gotta do is like, gotta get headshots, you gotta go to class. And I went to the first couple acting classes, 2017, the fall, and I hadn't stopped. I went to class every day, sometimes 2-3 times a day, until the pandemic. And I had booked my first national Pizza Hut commercial about a month before the pandemic, and it was going to be for March Madness. And the pandemic happened, right? But I was cool. I didn't mind that I lost that $60,000-$70,000 because I booked. Now listen to me though. If I did it once, I could do it for
you
the
could
rest
do it
of my
again.
life.
Yeah.
Come on now. All you gotta do is see it done once, and you know you could do it as many times as you can hustle. Right. So now I'm acting. I mean, I was booking. I think I booked my first TV commercial. It was like a little regional commercial for this barbecue commercial. I booked that in like April of 2018. So it took me about 4 months before I started booking. Most people take 10 years before they book something because I'm about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I gotta have this. And it became a crack rock to me, right? So it was like, let's go. And when the pandemic hit, it was like, whoa. Because and you know, I lost people in the pandemic, but damn it, the pandemic is the greatest thing that ever happened to me. Because it forced everybody to stop at the same damn time. And now we are all in the Serengeti together. And we straight in the jungle together. And it is rough. And it is this survival for real. And what you gonna do? You're gonna be predator, you're gonna be prey. Right? And I'm asking myself the same thing when I was depressed. What you gonna do? You can't do shows, can't do this, you can't do that. But I can do this. Yes, I can get up out my bed, my drawers, come over here and make me a stack if I want to. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm rocking this mic. So I decided to reinvent myself with voiceover. And I went back to the beginning from scratch and I started all over again. I went back to my first teachings because I record everything that I buy. So any class, anything I do get recorded, then I transcribe it. I take my notes, I put it down, then I know it for real. And I did that. I had like 40 2-hour sessions. And I went through every last one of them when everybody thought that we was going to turn to zombies and start eating each other. And,
for real.
And when I listened to my first class, it was heartbreaking because I had to listen to myself 10 years ago talk, just have a conversation with people. And it was just like gut wrenching, like, man, I can't believe I was talking all that bull, right? I was in my own way, right? Because when I started voiceover, man, it was hard. I thought I could just whoomp, there it is, my way through anything. I beat people motherfucking brain supreme, dog. What you talking about?
For real.
You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like that. And it was hard. It was really hard. And it just was always a struggle. I didn't give up, but it was always a struggle. And when I went back, I was like, but wait a minute. I understand what they're talking about now. Because I thought it was them. I was like, man, they ain't coaching me right. Something wrong with them, not me. And let me tell you something, man. I did my first voiceover script over because it was just blood curdling how terrible I was. And when I did it over again, it was angelic because I finally had mastery over my voice, man. And I hadn't looked back. And then back then, you know, it was so much advertising because everything was COVID. We're all in this together, right? Like, right? Oh, I can do that. Right? What you want? What you want this week on NBC?
Look at Mike.
You want that?
Man.
Come on, man. What you want? You know what I'm saying? The NFL on CBS. Is that what you want? I got you. Come on now. What's up? Right? But you know, I still got work to do because there's people been doing this for 30 years. Right. So I gotta outwork. I gotta come up. I gotta figure out a different way. So that's what I did during that. And then all of a sudden I get a call from my acting coach in LA. She's like, yo, I'm casting this movie. You down? I got a part for you. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm down. She's like, can you travel? Like, I got a hazmat suit. I'll be there. Right. And I shot my first movie in April 2020 in a cornfield in Nebraska, in the middle of Nebraska. And it's called My Corona. It's about how, you know, when Corona first started and how everybody was living. And then the cold part about this movie is that you got the movie side of it, but then there was a documentary on what it's like to shoot a movie in Corona, in a pandemic, right?
Yeah.
All those are going to come out probably beginning of the summer, right? Then 2 months later, I get my second movie, get a call from another producer like, hey, I got a part for you, Detective Thompson. You can get down to the middle of, I can get down to the middle of Georgia. Boom, shot my second movie. Then I do Public's fall campaign for voiceover. Then I booked Tyler Perry House of Pain episode. And then here come Geico.
Yeah, that's what it was like. It was like
Right?
they loved it.
2020 was the greatest year of my life because I didn't give up.
Right.
I didn't trip out like everybody else. I continued to hustle. I learned how to learn, adapted, and came the fuck up.
Shit like that.
You see what I'm saying? And
shit like that.
you know, and it's ironic because why was I pissed off about the Barack Obama thing? Because they couldn't find me, but I corrected it. So my agent calls me like, Geico you booked the Geico. I was like, hey man, why you playing with my emotions, Smokey? Right? I'm like, I didn't audition for that. I didn't even audition for that. Right. Why are you playing with me? She was like, DC, Geico said they wanted tag. I was like, oh, tag team. So I go to the tag team phone. And sure enough, that message was on my phone. Hey, DC, we want to book you guys to do this Geico commercial. And I didn't answer the phone, but because I know SEO and I fill out all my profiles well, and I know how to be found now, they went to my IMDb, called my agent, and then my agent calls me, and I'm like, okay, cool. But then the miracle is, and the beautiful synergy of it is that my agent can make the deal for me. I ain't got to get no lawyers. I trust them. They've been getting me money all this time. Now they make the deal, and it is the most lucrative deal I have ever done in my life.
Man, that's a good one.
You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Now, if I had just, you know, and it's because I didn't give up, kept grinding, kept trying to get better, learned how to learn, kept it moving. Everybody's like, DC, I know you got Geico commercial. I was like, not really, because Salt and Pepper got theirs in 2014. They hadn't stopped touring till the pandemic. We ain't about to do no tour. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but that's okay because I'm gonna take these lemons. I'm gonna make me some good ass lemonade. A lemonade company. I'm gonna franchise this lemonade company, and then I'm about to sell that $20 That's my mindset, right? So I say, okay, well, let's blow up. Let me get a publicist, right? So I go try to find publicists, have meetings with publicists, and they're like, man, well, we're in a pandemic. We don't kind of know how to roll with your thing. We're trying to figure. It's like, okay, it's cool. I get it. You know what I mean? Everything's different. Everything's new and shit. I get it. But I'm like, I still ain't gonna stop. I'm gonna be my own damn publicist. So now this is the game right here, y'all. Listen to me. Whenever I get stuck, and this is for anybody, this is how easy it is. Okay. I go join an organization, society, or association. Those entities are filled with people who ride with their profession, right? And they're in that organization to make their profession better. And they've been doing it 10, 20, 30, 40 years, right? And I went and joined the Public Relations Society of America, PRSA. 2 days in, I jump on a Zoom call. CEO of this big PR firm, right? Because I'm doing my thing while we getting ready for Geico. I'm like getting press releases and all this stuff together because I'm about to do it, right? And I raised my hand in Zoom. I'm like, hey, press release is relevant still? I know they are, but I got to set it up. I need that validation. I need that CEO to tell me, God damn, DC, you hustling, boy. Right? Because that's what it's about. You got to get some type of validation sometimes. You know you're doing the right thing, but to hear from somebody who's been doing it for 4 years, that's it. And they were like, well, what's it for? And I was like, well, I'm kind of featured in this Geico commercial called Scoop. There it is. And I'm looking at the chat. The chat's like, wait a minute. That ain't him. What? Man, I love that commercial. Man, that commercial, my kids love that commercial. Everybody, the chat blew up because everybody was like, yo, is that him? The dude, Sprinkles dude. Man, everybody I took over the whole Zoom call, and the moderator was like, yo.
Don't lose.
Like DC to the organization. We're gonna talk about that Geico commercial.
Yeah.
Back to his question. Our press release is relevant. And the CEO was like, hell yeah. Because what? The last year has been all gloom and doom. It's been COVID. Every story's been about COVID. Everybody tired. Everybody sick. Everybody ready. Everybody fighting with each other. Politics. Everything.
Yep.
And then here come y'all throwing sprinkles, spinning scoops, smiling, having a good time.
Hey, a good time.
1990s, right?
Yep.
And not only should you drop that press release, but you should go here for the podcast. You should go here for the television shows. You should go here to get in front of all the journalists. Make sure your pictures are like this. Boom, 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 boom. She gave me the entire breadth of her game in 10 minutes, and I have not looked back. And it has opened things in my life that I could have never thought imaginable. And it is the reason why you and I are here sitting here chopping it the fuck up.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Man, because I could have sat back and be like, yeah, I got Geico commercial. Come on, bitches, let's go. Right? I could have did that.
Right.
Yep.
But I ain't like that. I'm like, no. I gotta make something out of this. This is I know what I have. Right. And because I'm an actor, I prepared for that Geico commercial because I need that Geico commercial to be the lick. I need it to be special. So I all those little things that make that thing fly, I worked on that. I came up with the spin and scoop. I came up with the sprinkles, the ode to LeBron James. Kids love sprinkles. I don't know why, but I know they like sprinkles. I wanted every kid in America, when they see that commercial, mama, I want a party like that. Period.
So you wrote the lyrics for
no.
Oh.
Okay, so it was a collaboration of all of us, right? So they'd write some lyrics because normally I'm like, ain't nobody writing my lyrics, but it was one line. You know what I mean? It's 2 measures. So I'm like, knock yourself out. If it ain't fly, but then I was like, it's about ice cream. So there ain't nobody looking at me for my lyricism skills and saying hey,
some ice cream, yeah.
It took a while.
Ain't nobody doing that. Everybody's like, damn, y'all got a Geico commercial? They ain't even thinking about nothing like that, right? So we had our production meeting, and I was like, yo, I got some ideas, Mr. Director. He was like, whatever you want to do, DC. I was like, word. And I said, I tried to get somebody to fabricate this spin and scoop, but couldn't get it done. But that's cool. I got a whole bunch of others. So he's like, no, I'll be done tomorrow. I was like, what? Word. He said, I'll be done. All you're gonna have a million sprinkles there. Everything you want, you got. And we had a ball shot all day. It was a party all day. Everybody did their thing. And then I got to work. And I put in work. And by the time it dropped, everything was set. And it was instant because they did a global campaign on Christmas to when you open up YouTube, we there. They bought YouTube apps for the whole weekend. Big giant picture of us right there.
I remember that.
Tag team. The whole world saw us at one time. I told my brother, I said, this is gonna be bigger than anything I've ever done. He's like, you tripping, ain't nothing gonna be bigger. I was like, you don't get it, dude. Whoop, there it was back then. I said, this is instant. Everybody's gonna see and put the face to the song that they've been loving all these years, all at one time. And that's what happened. And I dropped that press release 3 days before the Super Bowl on a Wednesday. That Thursday, I get a call from Dan Patrick's show. Yo, we need y'all on the show. I was like, hey, man, things blowing up. Can we do it Monday? No, we want you for the Super Bowl edition. Now I'm on national TV chopping it up with Dan Patrick on a Friday before the Super Bowl, talking about Tom Brady. And I think he's going to win the Super Bowl. Come on, man. That don't happen if I don't hustle.
Right.
If I don't join an organization, get this PR game, turn myself into a PR firm, and then let the world know, hey, you need to holler at me, and the world hollers at me. 2 weeks from that day, we're on the Tamron Hall show. Daytime, ABC, national audience.
National, yep.
You see what I'm saying? And I ain't looked back. 3 weeks ago tonight, we're the grand marshals of the Talladega 500 NASCAR. We did the Gentlemen Start Your Engines. That's a whole nother world because y'all don't even know about it. That's a whole. I did a press release for that, and a whole nother world saw it. And then 2 days later, I signed one of the biggest voiceover companies in the world. Man,
come on, man. Come on, man.
That's because of the hustle.
Hustle. Let's go,
man. Right now, all of this is easier said than done. Right. I'm just as lazy as the next person, but I do it anyway.
How you supposed to do it?
Because I ain't in my feelings, man. I got control over my emotions. Like I don't, I I love being wrong because one, if you argue with somebody and they just arguing to win and y'all just arguing and arguing and arguing, your ego and your pride gonna keep you arguing. But once you got control of your ego and your pride, you be like, okay, you're right. Cool. And you just let them keep on arguing because they're gonna argue them way in a rabbit hole and they're gonna be stuck there and then they're gonna end up believing all them lies that they was trying to tell you to win the argument, right? But being wrong is the path to being right. And I'll never be wrong about that again, right? So now I'm coming up with solutions. I'm like, okay, so what's the solution to this thing we arguing about? I'm not even worried about the problem. You know, people be like, well, why can't you do this? I can't do this. I was like, okay, thank you for all them excuses because I'm going to take all the excuses and I'm going to have 5 solutions for every last one. And I'm going to put it in my tool shed because I don't got a tool belt. I don't got a tool box. I got a tool. Basically, I got a Home Depot. No, I ain't got no Home Depot. I got an Ace Hardware.
There you go.
I got Ace Hardware tools that I don't gather throughout my life, right? Because you need tools. You need tools to figure out things and come up with hustles. And, because when I was in the club, it was ferocious. That's the streets. In the streets, they will take your cookie. So people would try to take my hustles and they'd be, I took your hustle. I was like, hey, cheers.
Yeah, good luck.
Because what you don't realize that I got 6 hustles in the hole. This is the new one. Catch me if you can.
Hell yeah.
That's good.
You see what I'm saying?
Catch up. Yep. Catch up.
See what I'm saying? You can have my hustle because my hustle's custom to me.
Exactly.
You'll never be able to rock it like I rock it.
Exactly.
That's why I would knock out every DJ at every club because I know what I'm doing because I know how to make myself invaluable. They just worried about DJing and the girls.
Exactly.
I'm worried about how can I get more money out this owner because he's gonna get the money anyway. So why can't I get $2,000 a night when the other dude getting 200?
That's fakes.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it takes. And now, today have 4 auditions. Audition for a Christmas movie. After I finish this, I'm gonna audition for another one. Then tomorrow I'm on set. Then I gotta do a voiceover demo tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Tuesday, gotta do a photo shoot for Sports Illustrated. Did the Sports Illustrated article Friday. Right? It don't stop, and it ain't even started. It ain't even started.
Exclusive shit here.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't even started.
Man.
It ain't even started, man. And everybody's gonna feel me. Period. And if they don't, that's cool too. Cause I look, man.
Ain't stopping nothing.
And here's the thing, man. I'll be on these all the time, and people be asking me questions, man. They be like, I was supposed to one for voiceover, and it was like, DC, how do you not give up? And how do you not give up and stop voiceover because it's hard? How do you not give up? I just paused and I was like, don't give up.
Straight up, it's easy. That's it.
I can see light bulbs coming on in everybody's head. Like, wow, okay. They thought they was gonna get something like real. I'm like, don't give up, right? It's like, see, here's the problem, man. Everybody thinks it's a quid pro quo, right? How many people y'all know that went to a class? Yeah, I'm going to this class, man. I'm about to do this thing, man. I'm about to do this damn thing right here, dog. And go to that class and be like, oh man, you see them 6 months later. What happened to that class? Oh man, it wasn't for me, right? Because people be seeing it as a quid pro quo. It's like, no, like you don't plant a seed in the dirt, sit down and be like, all right, come on, seed,
water.
Grow, bro. Come on now, grow, seed, grow. Man, this seed don't work. I quit.
Yep.
That's that instant gratification. That don't work.
Just talking.
Right?
Man, we were just talking about that a few hours ago.
Man.
Like literally.
And here's the thing: you plant that seed, you keep it moving.
Right?
Come on, man. I didn't realize how many seeds I planted. Right? I planted so many, especially like in the last 2 years. And I planted so many seeds.
Garden.
And the beauty of it now is that I am standing before you two brothers in a forest of opportunity.
Yes, sir.
Right? I got motherfucking branches falling on my head. I got all these seeds on laid just beat me in the head, beating me down. Right? And everybody, and people even today, DC, you can't do everything, DC. You can't. You just can't. You got to pick one thing. I was like, okay, I will indulge you. You're right. I can't do it all. But I sure enough can be prepared for it all.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is.
So if something come at me, okay, I'll take that and we can run it. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm prepared for it. And I'm not wasting my time with it because over the years I have prepared for this very moment. That's what life brings to the table, right? That's what life is all about. That's why you can never be old and bitter. It ain't never too late as long as you're breathing.
Amen.
And I don't care what nobody say. I'm living proof. I'm 54 years old and I'm kicking ass.
Still going strong.
Still going, right? And, you know, I ain't had the most, you know, other people have had it better than me, of course. But I promise you that I've done, you know, he was like one hit wonder. I was like, you're damn right. Because what better hit to have than Whoomp, there it is, if you're going to be a one hit wonder.
Come on, man.
And other people might have other things, but I can tell you this, if it stopped right now, tag team started strong, tag team ended strong.
Bro.
Come on, man.
Come on, bro.
Had the perfect career, right? We had the perfect career. That's why everybody's like, you go, man, y'all should make a Scoop There This song. No, we shouldn't. I already got a hit record. I got a hit record forever. Why am I going to even make any more music? I'm not making no more music, but I am making more music because pandemic taught me that I am not going to leave this world regretting something I didn't do. So, you know, when half the teachers went back to teach in the pandemic, the other half was like, I ain't about to be around them nasty ass kids. Right. And what they did, they changed their paradigm and they went to all the tutoring sites. There's a tutoring site called Wyzant.com. You can learn anything. I got 5 tutors. I got a tutor for music theory. I got a tutor for video editing. I got a tutor for everything I need. So if I get stuck, I could just make a call, pay somebody $40, $50 an hour and get to it. Tell me the things that you want to learn is the hardest part is finding somebody that really can teach you because you always think somebody's trying to run game on you.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? So now I might be being taught music theory by a professor at Harvard who knows that they can make more money doing it online than being in the classroom.
Yep.
Or I'm learning whatever I need to learn from a teacher who is teaching a classroom full of kids for $60 a day. Now they teaching one of those kids for $60 an hour. What? Come on, man.
Hell yeah.
What? And I know all these things, right? And you know, and when I say hustle, and this is what I was telling you. When I say hustle, I'm talking about my hustle is everything that I do has 3 purposes, right? Like y'all, when I say I dropped a press release, everybody thinks, well, he's just trying to get press, right? And press is not even it. What they don't realize is that when I dropped that press release, 300 entities picked up that story, printed it in their paper, put it in their media, put it on their television show, put it on their newscast. And now that's 300 do follow links back to my website, tagteambackagain.com. And now tagteambackagain.com is basically a nuclear power engine for any site I want to do for the rest of my life.
Yes, sir.
I can rank anywhere I want to rank, and the world can see me where I want them to see me. And it took me 10 years to do that because I didn't give up. I played offense. I kept hustling. And I told everybody who told me that I couldn't do it to kiss my ass and said thank you when I said it, because I appreciate it, right? Because I've acquired the ability over the years to take any negative emotion, hate, envy, fear, jealousy, pain, despair, put it in my pocket and use it for later as fuel, right? Like, example, if I got an audition tomorrow and I need to be, you know, pissed off, well, arguing with this girl last week, now I can be pissed off, right?
Yep.
And use it, right? And now instead of me trying to find something and try to be this character that's pissed off, the character becomes me. And now it's more believable. Right. And now I booked the job because they saw it, right? Every negative thing that happens to you in your life, you can turn it into something positive and use it as fuel and come up. Yes, sir. All of it's easier said than done, But if you keep your ego out of it and your pride out of it, you good. Because that's the only thing, you know, and you know, I got forces against me. You know, I got this dude right here. I call him Monsieur Saboteur. Right? And he'd be like, man, we don't need to do that. It's like, come on, man, we gotta go to the gym. Nah, man, we don't need to go to the gym, man. Don't go to the gym, man. Nah, man, we're going to the gym. Come on, man. We don't need to do that, dog. You good. We going to the gym. Oh man, all right, man. Dude, man, come on, man. That's like we in the truck. Nah, man, we don't need to go to the gym. Let's go to Wendy's. Nah, man, we going to the gym. All right, man. Okay, we're gonna go to the gym. We're gonna go for 10 minutes. Man, man, be quiet. I'm going to the gym. And I'm in the gym, Mr. Saboteur gone now. Yep. I get my workout in, I come out, sit in my truck, and I'm like, damn, I'm glad I went to the gym.
Feel better.
Feel good, yeah.
How I work, man. That's the part about I don't want to do it, but you do it anyway.
Sure.
Right? You do it anyway. So, hey man, I am grateful to you two brothers because like I told you at the beginning of this, I learned more by talking to other people. And I done figured out a couple things tonight. And I'm sure that you done heard some things where you'd be like, whoa, I ain't never thought about it that way.
Yes.
Right? And we all helping each other. And it ain't none of that other stuff that people will tell you to make you think that you're disadvantaged, right? Everybody got a choice, right? Yep. And I choose the hustle and play offense. Because man, the pandemic, that's what the pandemic changed everything. Ain't nothing like it. It ain't gonna never be like it was. If you sitting around waiting for it to be like it used to be, you're gonna be sitting around waiting for it to be like it used to be. And I am standing in just a new frontier. Everything is new. Everything is possible, right? Everything. You can make your own lane. Then you can make another lane that's custom to you. Next thing you know, you got a highway.
Yep.
Take you anywhere you want to go.
That's why our pandemic, you see it, the whole podcast and planting our seeds and stuff, and look where it's at. So,
you know, and the key to it is you just can't give up. If this is what you want to do, you got to do it. And it's going to turn this, everything turns into something else. Everything evolves. Everything gets better. You guys got to make your own lane.
Yep.
Stick to it. And next thing you know, life has a funny way of coming back around and pulling you out. Say, man, I'm glad y'all stuck around because I had to go do this. And now I came back and got y'all and y'all still here. That's good. Now I can bless you. Yes, sir, right? Because the ones that don't give up, it's going to happen for you eventually.
Yes, sir.
It's going to happen for you. I sit here today. I done lived it. You can ask all the old school ballers. You can ask all these artists. You can ask everybody. I am the same person today as I was when I was a kid. Humble, ready to give everything, and always getting this paper. Everybody always know I'm a hustler. They always know, man, DC's still getting that paper, right? Because I haven't stopped making music. You know what I mean? I'm making songs again. And I'm about to be no artist. I ain't about to drop no albums or nothing like that, but you might hear me in a jingle, right?
Hey.
You might hear me in a TV commercial, right? Same thing. I be trying to teach young brothers all the time, like, you trying to be a star. What about the money? you make a beat for a TV commercial, that's 200 G's off the rip, and you ain't never got to worry about it.
Come on, man.
There's all kind, man. There's 150 ways. Learn how to learn, young brother.
Learn how to learn.
And I try to tell them, I'm like, y'all worried about the wrong thing, right? That star stuff don't last. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. It's fun, but you can have money and have fun the rest of your life.
Hell yeah.
Right? And all that fades too. Because all the things I used to love, I can't stand. I don't go out, I don't do nothing no more. Because I'm trying to see something different, right? Like if I'm right now, everything I'm auditioning for, I say 80% of the stuff I'm auditioning for is Christmas movies, right? So I know what the Christmas movie is about. Why not make a song? Submit it. Now my song's in the Christmas movie. Christmas movie pop. Or if the song pop, people start hearing that song, they be like, man, I love that Christmas song. Who is that? That's DC. that nigga still making money, right? As opposed to, hey, y'all, I'm putting this record out. Y'all like my record? Man, DC need to sit his old ass down. But you see the difference?
No, for real, that is.
One, there's no chance.
Yep.
But the other comes with admiration and respect.
Yes,
because
sir.
you did it. You did it in a way and you weren't broadcasting. You did it and you blindsided people. They didn't even see it coming. And they just have admiration for you because ain't no better story than that. Right. You know, and, you know, I have writers and they be like, at first they was writing tag team is back and tag team has done this and tag team has done that. And they've come from the ashes and it's a story of redemption and they're back in the limelight. I was like, whoa. This ain't that. I said, this is a story of the grind. This is a story of steadfastness, of perseverance, of tenacity, of not giving up, of being smarter, of learning how to do things, right? That's what this is. Don't ever say that other stuff because that ain't true. Limelight, I don't give a damn about no limelight. I'm trying to get this paper. That's the fun part to me because to get to the paper, you have to have mastery. You can look up and get a couple licks here and there, but to get that paper, you got to have mastery because if you got mastery, you can get the paper for the rest of your life.
That's the goal.
And can't nobody take it from you. And very few people have mastery over things. That's why you know the people who are masterful at what they do, whether it be acting, whether it be rapping, whether it be whatever, because they've been able to sustain all the blows that life is thrown at them, and they still doing it, still putting it down. And then because they didn't give up and put it down, they can switch and do other things, and they grow in that area too because they keep moving. Ain't nobody worried about what I did 20 years ago. I'm worried about what I'm doing next week.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So, hey man, you know, I this is how I want y'all to start thinking, because this is how I think. Whenever you hit a problem, you know the one, go join. Just you don't even got to join the organization. Whatever it is you want to do, go type in what it is you want to do and put organization, association, or whatever. And then you're going to find 5 of them. And then just start calling the numbers on that website and asking the questions that you want. So if you want to do real estate, be like, well, why should I join this association? How's it going to help me with what I want to do in real estate? And they're going to pitch you and tell you everything you want to know. And you'll know it's for you, if it's for you or not.
Right.
If it is for you, pay that little $125 and then you got all day resources. You got everybody that's doing the same thing you trying to do, and people will want to help you.
Right.
That's one. The other thing is, if you have a problem or people always telling you why you can't do something, think about the most fantastical, far-fetched, pie-in-the-sky solution, right? Just think, I mean, just like this is what I had a meeting with my agents, and they was like, DC, what you want to do? And I was like, hey, I'm good. Y'all do good for me. Hey, DC, what you want to do? I was like, y'all do great for me. They're like, DC, what's your bucket list? I was like, oh, that's a different question.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I want to be in the Mandalorian. I want to be in the Star Wars universe, either live action or animation, right? And all that's far-fetched because people's like, man, you tripping now. I'm like, yeah, but that's what I want, right? Mm-hmm. That's the most far-fetched, fantastical solution for me that I want, right? And I started just throwing it out there, right? And now I'm getting auditions for Star Wars and The Mandalorian. I'm doing a demo for The Mandalorian because Disney Plus is going to start advertising on all of the major networks. So now they're going to start doing commercials and they like my voice. What?
Come on, man.
You see what I'm saying? But you think of the most fantastical thing, right? But then you work your way back to practicality, right? And me working my way back to practicality was just keep getting better at voiceover, keep doing your PR, keep inching along because you've already halfway there because you done claimed it. People will say, just claim it. No, you can't claim it. You got to go further than that. It has to be out of reach, because if it's out of reach and it's way up here, right? Then you inch your way back to where you are You've just created a business plan for you. You know every step you need to do to get to where you need to be. Come on, man. Y'all ain't ready for this game.
You see, we listening now.
Hey, I'm like, and also, I'm
I
telling
don't wore y'all ass out.
No, man, because you know what is the thing is how you say it, like either all the stuff that you do, you still want somebody to tell you like you're doing good, like you're moving up. And it's like for us, that's what you're showing us. Like everything you saying is like we talked about this, we had this problem, and it's just like still going. We still going no matter what through all of this.
And you just you just have to, you got the positivity to take the negative stuff and turn it to positive. Take the negative stuff, take the stuff that people tell you and come up with a solution for you. Because it's easy when somebody else tells you the cynical problem. Because they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Exactly.
Right. And it's funny because I got the people who are the veterans of the game telling me, DC, okay, but it works like this. I'm like, yeah, but here was my idea. Wooty woo woo woo, wooty woo woo woo, wooty woo woo woo. Oh, all right.
That's not how I thought.
Let me help you. Let me help you. Right? Because they recognize that they was stuck. Just because you know everything about something don't mean that you know everything about something. There's always a new way. There's always another way, especially because of the pandemic. Think about it. If your Zoom game ain't tight, you ain't making no money, right? You better know how to use all these platforms because this is our communication now. This is our pager, right? Telephone, right? Right? If you don't know this, you ain't what are you? You're just playing, right? So better learn it. And hey, man, every day I get up and I'm learning something new. Like, okay, so perfect example. I'm working with Studio One. That's my DAW of choice that I chose. I had to choose a DAW. Could have chose Pro Tools, could have chose Logic. I chose Studio One, right? I had 3 tutors for Studio One. They got me started. And they were trying to teach me how they wanted me to learn it, right? But then I was like, it's hard because I'm working, right? Well, I need somebody to teach me how I work. I need somebody to acclimate to my workflow, right? So I reached out. The only person that's videos was like, I understood was the engineer of the software. So I called Gregor Burrell. He's the engineer of Studio One 5. He lives in Germany. I was like, dog, how much you charge the 101? I don't care how much it costs. He was like, DC, I'll do it for you for $60 an hour. I was like, cool. I'm working with this man for 4 months now, every Tuesday. And I'm learning that thing like the back of my hand now because every day I do 4 or 5 auditions. Every day I run into different audio challenges, and I can take it to him. And now I'm fluid, right? And now that I'm fluid and I know the DAW pretty well, now we starting to make them beats. Now I'm stuck because I've got all these creative ideas in my head, creative ways to come up with different lyricism, creative ways to come up with beats. Like I took comedy classes, right? And comedy classes helped me become the greatest writer I have ever been in my life when it comes to lyricism. Because I know how to write jokes. Because writing jokes is strategic, right? You got to have a premise. Then you got to have a setup. Then you got to have a punchline, right? You do that with lyrics. Not only can you make comedy lyrics, you just have better crafted songs. And if your lyricism is on point, people are going to appreciate that because people can actually understand what the hell you're talking about. Even if you did do it in a cadence that was like what everybody else is doing, because your words mean something.
Right.
Now, I'm not knocking nobody, right? But I know that if I start rapping again, I ain't about to try to rap like everybody else. I'm gonna be me, right? You know, I got techniques that I could tell everybody and they ain't gonna be able to do. Like I go back in history, I go get all the scat music, all that old scat music that they did the 30s, 40s, 50s, slow it down, take a little piece of it. Now you got rhyme styles. Because they're going they basically rapping to their music back then. They just not saying no words. They just doing the little what we do every day, like da 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 da.
Yeah.
Think how many times you doing that with a song or a beat you done seen, right? And now I don't even write lyrics. I'll put the beat on, and I'll just riff, and I'll just be rapping, and it'd be crap. But then all of a sudden, bam! You got one line that's so cold blooded, and you got it. But if you do it if you don't record it, you're never gonna have it because you're gonna forget it. You think you can remember, but you're gonna forget it. Then I take it, throw it in the AI software, it transcribes it to me. Now I take that little piece, put it in, and then just keep making it. Next thing you know, I got 16, I got 2 16s or 16 and 2 8s. Now I got a song. On to the next one.
Come on, man.
Quality, on point. Everything means something. It's a narrative. Things that people can understand, people can relate to. Because if I'm writing songs, I'm only writing songs about love, money, sex, things that everybody can relate to, period, and partying. That's it. Everything else, especially partying, right? That's stadium anthems, right? I'm thinking like that. I ain't thinking about nothing else but that. If I do music like that, right? That's how much I've hashed it out in my head. But it's a process because I ain't touched a drum machine in 20 years, and the creativity has to wait for the technology to catch up, right? And that's where I'm at now. And that's what the pandemic has done for me, because it made me realize that there are no missed opportunities. There are no mistakes. We beat ourselves up all the time about, I missed this opportunity. I was doing this. I made a mistake. And oh my God, I made that mistake. Just sometimes it keep you up at night, the mistake you made 20 years ago. But then it's like, wait a minute. You can correct all that shit.
True.
I taught Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse how to rap. 1995, we made a record with Disney, a kids record.
I remember that. I had that album.
I'm in the bowels of Disney teaching the voices of Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse how to rap. That started my voiceover career.
I had that.
But I wasn't ready. See, I wasn't ready, right? And I thought I missed that opportunity. And now I'm auditioning for Star Wars. Come on, man.
Hell yeah.
Man, that's so fucking dope, man.
Because I corrected that mistake. I was sitting in the office of New Line Cinema, my manager and the president of New Line Cinema, their first year out, brand new movie company back in the day. They're like, yeah, DC, we like what you do and we love Whoomp. There it is. You might want to think about acting. We got this movie working on now. You know, the leads we're just trying to decide between LL Cool J and Wesley Snipes. It's a movie called Blade. Like, yeah, whatever. Just holler at me.
Like, yeah, whatever.
You weren't ready for it.
I beat myself up for years over that.
Right? That shit big.
Because I'm like, I was there.
Yeah.
Adam's Family. I'm in on the set. I'm sitting there next to Christina Ricci. We having fun, chopping it up. I'm sitting there with the president of Columbia Records. I'm sitting there with Gomez. I'm sitting there with all them. We having a ball. Yep. And they like, you should do this and do that. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Because I'm Whoomp, there it is.
Yeah.
Right? I was beating myself up so bad for that. But then I just shot 2 movies. I'm in 3 TV shows. Got a Geico commercial. I corrected
everybody love.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I corrected it.
Yes, sir.
So that let me believe that there is nothing. I am not going to leave this earth regretting there's something I didn't do. And everything I want to do, damn it, I'm going to do.
Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that?
Come on, man. We've been trying to preach that, but now you hear from a legend of himself.
Ain't nothing off limits on this earth. Ain't nothing off limits on this earth.
Yeah, man.
Come on, man.
And it's funny because I tell people, I'm like, this ain't gonna go like you think it's gonna go. Mm-hmm. This podcast ain't gonna go like you think it's gonna go. They were like, what do you mean? It's like, you know, because I think people be thinking like, you know, I'm about to talk about tour bus stories and stuff like, nah. About to put y'all on game.
Nah, man,
that's cool though. We need to hear this. We
and you know why?
That's good.
Because that is my responsibility. Because all I want to do is talk to people. Because I want to tell people the things that I wish somebody had told me when I was a young man.
Yes, sir.
So it's my responsibility, man. You know what I mean? I've been trying to help everybody, man. And you know, people don't want to be helped sometimes, and I can't, but I can try. and there's gonna be somebody that hear what I say tonight. It's gonna make their life a little bit better. They might
tell you.
something.
Look, you made hours.
You
see these guys right here?
you sure did. That's why we
Yeah.
hey man, for
Mr.
real.
DC, like, I like the way, I love what you did tonight. What
Hey,
you
man.
did.
For real.
This is amazing because I really like what you said. You went to the tour bus stores and I was like, yeah, I'm glad you did what you did. This
for real.
This
like people want to talk about stuff that don't be important. Like
right. They
talk
want
about what's
they
important.
want-
You know what I mean? Like it's all I get it. You know what I'm saying? But man, you only get one life and you got a choice. Right? And let's just not waste no more time, man. Let's get to it. Because there ain't no way around it. There ain't no way under it. There ain't no way over it. The only way to it is through it.
Yes,
so
sir.
Go and get started. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
Might as well go and start, pin your ears back and be ready to throw up. You know, be ready to shit on yourself. Be ready to do all that because it's gonna happen because it's not easy. Right? But every little milestone you get to, you look back on that struggle and you laugh. And it's like it disappears and it didn't happen. I'm telling you.
Man.
I'm telling you. That's my bond. I'm telling you. So, hey man, I gotta go because
we understand.
Nah, we understand.
Go
Listen, this was good.
Mr. DC, but before you go, we have a segment and then every episode we give somebody the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
We say what we gotta say, then I press the buttons, you know, fuck out of here. So anybody you want to give the fuck out of here of the week to, it can be agent, it can be something from the past, it can
anybody,
be anything. Just say what you gotta say, and we'll be like,
fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here. I'll
go. My old lazy ass.
The old lazy DC.
The old lazy ass DC. Fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here.
There you go.
Fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here.
Well,
there you go.
DC, man, one half a tag team. We appreciate you for giving us.
We really appreciate you for real, man.
Hey, man. And
much
like I said, thank you, brothers, for letting me come over here and run my mind. I didn't mean to TD Jakes y'all all night. But...
Man,
no.
Man, hell no. Hell no.
It went better than I expected. Put it like that.
Yeah, we good, man. We good.
I'm
out, y'all. Peace. Y'all need me, holler, all right?
All right.
I'm out. Later.
Deuces. You did
it, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
We started with us and go in with us, motherfuckers.
Let's go.
What's happening? We did that. Me and this nigga from the beginning, motherfuckers. Man. Look, brands, nigga.
Come on, man. Plant the seeds, man. Plant the seeds, man.
We did this shit, nigga. We ain't going nowhere but this from y'all.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? A game.
That man gave number game.
Hey, nigga, no tour bus stores, no freak nigga.
I don't want to hear that shit anyway. I want that. That's everything he said that better on my life and my family and everything else, though. Like,
oh yeah, game, nigga.
Oh man,
game. What's happening, nigga? Fuck out of here, nigga. Fuck out of here.
God damn.
That was cool, man. We did it.
Damn, dog.
We did it.
Hey, you know what? Fuck that. We did. We sat down at that fucking computer, I don't know what year it was, at Blaine House and said, let's bring somebody to Lafayette. We fucking went on the internet and did it. It wasn't successful, but at the end of the day, we did it. And look what we did. Got somebody as a legend, a platinum artist of the 90s, the biggest song ever in the 90s. It's still going till today. And he came on our podcast when niggas say, y'all got a small podcast. Y'all ain't got that many views. Y'all ain't got no structure. This and that. Man, fuck out of here, bro. That's why the podcast is called it.
Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
Come on, man.
Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
Come on, man. You should talking about it.
Come on our podcast. Didn't want to didn't respond to us. Talk to us and say we can do it. Never done it. Fuck out of here. To the people that used to be a part of us. Nothing against y'all, but fuck out of here. It is what it is, man. Look, ain't nothing off limits on this earth. That man, a living legend. That man told y'all. That man been through some shit and everything.
Still, come on, man. That man said his dream his bucket list on top of the bucket list was to be on fucking Star Wars. The fuck that man did. Whoomp voiceover for Star Wars. Man, come on, man. Get the fuck out of here, dog. Like, what you talking? Come on, man. Huh?
Got some pictures? I got some pictures.
Oh, yeah, I got it's on the podcast page, everything. No, that shit fucking dope, man. You talking. My voice, man, I came all the way from fucking New Orleans, baseball. Look, the fuck you talking about, nigga? You make it fucking happen. That nigga came straight from work.
Nigga struggling.
What the fuck you talking about,
like,
man?
Yeah, nigga. Yeah, let's go.
Man, listen, my wife texted me and said, if DC wasn't gonna come on, she was gonna beat that nigga. And he came on. The fuck you talking about, nigga? The fuck you talking about, nigga? Come on, man.
We got an hour and something minutes worth of game, y'all. Shit.
A game.
Hey, motherfuckers, like from French vanilla, Chocolate roll, go get peanut butter cookie dough. Scoop, there it is, nigga.
Come on, man. Y'all, who don't love that commercial? Nigga, I got, man, come on, man. From kids to grown ass adults loving that fucking commercial, man. Come on, man.
That's cool, man. We did it. Cool. So.
Man. Come on, man. Shout out to Blaine, man. Fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, shout out to Blaine, man. Everybody else part of shout out to Conflict of Sports.
Man, the whole team, man. Shout out to fucking Baby Blue Diamond for holding this motherfucker down. You heard me? Holding this motherfucker down.
I can't touch it, but you know.
Yeah. Shout out to them niggas, man.
You consistent.
Come on, man. Them niggas consistent like a motherfucker. Consistent. Only what? 4 guests. Come on, man. Still going every fucking week. Come on, man. Man, look, that nigga yawning, that nigga tired. Nigga, my voice going. Nigga, I'm about to, nigga, fuck out of here. Nigga, I'm about to get my kids, man. This fucking podcast is done, nigga.
Hold on, man. Shit, man. My fuck out of here the week goes to what he said, the old me.
Man, fuck that. Shout out to the old me, because nigga, you know what?
You would be here with
there you go. There you go, my nigga.
Hell yeah. So shit, man. With that being said, man, I'm the guy that never lies unless I have to. Say so.
Nigga, it's your better dad, DJ Truth, nigga. Fuck out, nigga.
Fuck out.
Nigga.
Fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here.
Shit.
Shout out, nigga. We out of this bitch, nigga. I don't even know what to do. I'm still talking, nigga. I'm about to end this shit.